The tragic story of one Albert Ojwang, who was a father, who was a son, who was a teacher, who was an influencer, went international. And one of the things that really upsets me about this story is the simple fact that the guy was murdered over a tweet. I want you to imagine for a moment, somebody is killed just for writing something online. It is like we don't have a constitution in our country. It is like the constitution has been suspended. Because the same constitution is supposed to protect the common mwananchi. And if you have a problem with somebody who has written something about you online, then you should have the person arraigned in court. But I do not think from where I stand, somebody should die just because they express their opinion online. The worst that should happen to such an individual is to be arraigned in court and for the judge to decide the penalty for defamation. But if you come to a place as a leader in your life where you think you are above the law to the point of killing someone because of what they wrote about you, then even you don't deserve to be alive. The story of this man is so sad. I mean, if you followed the story from last week up to today, it makes you angry. I mean, it really makes you upset. And it makes you wonder, what type of a country is this? And I really love what Kenyans have done, this previous week. They have gone to the street, they have demonstrated, and they have demanded for justice. And I hope and pray that justice is going to be served. Here's what a few influential people had to say online.
So, I am standing here to condemn the acts of this government. We remember this action of Ojwang has reminded us a lot. In 1975, Vice President Moi stood in front of the cameras and lied to the country that Josiah Mwangi Kariuki had left Kenya on an official duty to Zambia when the body of Josiah Mwangi Kariuki was rotting in Ngong Forest. In 1992, the government came and said Robert Ojwang had committed suicide. Alikuwa na burns on his body, a gunshot wound, a stab wound, and a broken ankle. Unawezaje jipiga risasi, ujidunge kisu, ujichome, ujivunje mguu? Kwani unajichukia na mwana gani? Kuna serikali inakuja to measure the intelligence of Kenyans. Sasa leo tunaambiwa Ojwang died by injuring himself, hitting his head against the wall. A man who had never showed any suicidal tendencies, but immediately he was taken to police cells, he developed this insatiable urge of hitting his head against the wall.
Hii video nafanya na chungu mwingi sana kwa sababu najua Albert Ojwang aliuliwa na polisi. Albert Ojwang alishikwa Homa Bay na polisi, wakamchukua kwa nyumba baba yake. He's the only son in that family. He was a teacher. He was a new father to a beautiful baby girl. Akaletwa all the way to Nairobi Central Police Station. Akapigwa na wakamua. Why was he killed? Because alisema kwamba Eliud Langat, Deputy IG of the police, collects 100 million every month from bribes. Is that true? It could even be more than 100 million. Kwa sababu kila siku vijana ushikwa, uko na bangi, or you are loitering, drunk and disorderly, all manner of offenses. Uongo tu. Vijana ushikwa tao, wherever you are, kwa vijiji wanashikwa, wanatupwa ndani. Kutoka ni 2,000, and they do that every single day. The money collected is shared by the OCS, OCPD, County Commander, Deputy IG, all the way to the President. So the moment Ojwang ali reveal kwamba polisi wanaokota hongo na zilienda all the way to the top, he had to die. He was murdered. Na mwenye amemuua ni Ruto, because these people are Ruto appointees, and the money collected, the hundreds of millions of shillings collected by police officers, is shared all the way to State House. Kenyans, we cannot afford to be silent about his killing. Ruto is killing our young people every day, every day. Hii mwezi ni June, which 1 year ago June ilienda kwa barabara. Ruto killed over 60 people in 1 month, and many more were wounded. Not a single killer cop has been arrested. Wale ambao waliua vijana wajashikwa, wajastakiwa, bado tu wako. So lazima tuungane and demand justice for Albert Ojwang and his family. He has left behind a young wife, a 1-month-old baby, and a grieving father and grieving family. He was the only son in that family, and was murdered at Central Police Station. Things cannot be normal. Lazima tuzungumze, lazima tuamke. Wherever you are, please raise your voice and demand justice for Albert Ojwang and the many Kenyans that Ruto has killed. Ruto has killed so many young people. Huyu jamaa kiamuka anaua tu. Kama Aibi anaua, kama Zururi anaua. We cannot allow to be led by a murderer. So whatever we do, we know that with justice for Albert Ojwang, and Ruto must go. We have to stop being led by a bloody, thirsty killer. Asanteni.
To watch a man who used to work in a quarry and now has retired because his son has got a degree, his son has his 1-month-old child, his son is happy and onward as a teacher, trying to move up in life. To watch a man be told that his child is dead, those tears, I don't know if you understand what they are. Do you remember Billy Mwangi's father begging the courts for his child to be produced in court? Do you remember his tears? Does anybody remember Rex Masai's father? Does anybody remember the young man who was found in a dam? Denzel. Does anybody remember the tears of his father? We always remember the tears of a mother, but the tears of a father cut deep. And I tell you this because I've cried many a time. I've cried because of mental health, and this is Mental Health Month. I've cried and begged God, please allow me to wake up tomorrow healthy and able to provide for my child. Only take me, dear Lord, only take me when my child is standing. Before then, don't take me. Every man with a child, that's the one prayer. Allow me to see tomorrow so that I can make sure this child can stand on their own 2 feet. Imagine that child being taken from you. It doesn't matter if you're the president and you've got kids and they're taken from you. It doesn't matter whether you're a king and you've got kids and they're taken from you. It will take you to a place called hell. This is Men's Mental Health Month. And this hell that we're speaking about is not gender-based violence. This is men killing men. This is men trampling on men. We're behaving like a male giraffe who's found a female giraffe, and now it wants to kill the female giraffe's offspring so that it can go and mate with that. Or a lion that's met lionesses, and now it wants to kill the cubs. Or a monkey that has met, is it called monkeyness? And it wants to mate with it, so it kills its offspring. That is how human beings right now are behaving. And yet, this is Men's Mental Health Month. Dear police officers, dear politicians, we all have kids. we all need some sanity. We all need to check on each other and be each other's keeper, not each other's breaker. We just can't. That's not an attainable nation. The nation needs strong, powerful men. We need to raise these young men. Let's not call them Gen Z. We need to raise young men and tell them, it's okay. You're going to be all right. Climb on my shoulder. Reach for the stars. Climb on my shoulder. Reach for the stars. In fact, go to my cousin's shoulder. Climb on those shoulders. Reach for the stars. How are we going to do that when we don't give a damn about each other as men? Sisters, share this so that many men watch it and become accountable for each other. I am my brother's keeper.
I don't know about you, but this story really makes me angry. It really makes me upset. And I hope we get justice for this young man. May God bless you and take good care of yourself.